And welcome back. This is your man Warrior. This is Dragohnz with Alderaan Wolfcats. This is a patron roster review, and this guy's been playing for a year and a half and is a bit of a whale. Now, he wants to know quite a bit of things, and some Zetas, some territory war teams, some territory battle teams, who to focus on, ships. So there's a lot of stuff that he's kind of wanting me to focus on. Now, the good thing is that territory battles and territory wars are the same thing. Really, they are. I know a lot of people don't realize that, but every team you build for territory wars are absolutely unequivocally teams you could take into territory battles and rock it. And this is why synergy matters for both territory wars and territory battles. Synergy rules all. Now, there are some hybrid teams out there here and there that do decent, but the majority, the vast majority of teams that you're going to build for either territory battles or wars are literally the same. So with that said, it's going to be two birds, one stone. We're going to talk about them. Now, some of these teams are going to be used strictly for defense. Some of the teams we talk about are going to be used strictly for offense, but the majority of the teams I talk about can be used on offense or defense. Now, I want to talk about two teams first. These two teams are the first two teams you should hyper-focus on. And the very first team you should hyper-focus on is Jedi. Now, a couple of reasons. One, you're ready for Revan. Revan should change the meta. Two, Jedi are amazing in the Sith raid, and they're amazing in territory battles and wars. In fact, they're probably the second best defensive team in territory wars, so you have got to get your Jedi on. Now, Ezra Bridger, you will probably want to Zeta. I put him on your Zeta list as the second priority. We'll talk about number one priority in a minute, but Ezra's definitely on that list. You've got Bastila already, but get your General Kenobi up, get your old Ben up, get your Grandmaster Yoda. And by the way, Grandmaster Yoda is also number 2 on that list. So you got Ezra Bridger and Grandmaster Yoda really making the high priority for Zetas, because they are going to make that team viable. If you start running Revan, and even if you don't start running Revan, those two Zetas are a part of the Jedi meta. Bastila Shan, Ezra Bridger, Grandmaster Yoda. Use the uniques on those two characters. You need them. So get your Jedi, hyper focus on him, get Yoda up to gear and Zeta him, get Ezra Bridger up to gear, Zeta his unique, get General Kenobi up to gear, make the Jedi great again, focus on them. They're the most important for territory wars, battles, and even future arena. Now, that's a huge pill to swallow, but after that, you definitely want to move over to First Order, and you're going to want to Zeta Kylo Ren Unmasked, and then you can finish the development of the gear for these characters. However, just the Zeta on Kylo Ren makes this team go from good to amazing instantly, even at the existing gear level that you have. So I would highly recommend Kylo Ren Unmasked. Plus, he's got a really great ship, so this is only going to benefit you in multiple facets of the game. But I do believe Jedi is a bigger priority for territory battles and wars, and then First Order will be your second priority. With those two teams, you have a lot to focus on, a lot to do. So you're going to have your hands full with those. We are going to talk about some other teams that you already have developed that you can use for territory wars defense and territory wars offense. Now, Bounty Hunters would be a team that I would suggest for defense, and I would suggest obviously a Bossk lead with Boba Fett, IG-88, Greedo, and then probably Dengar. Now, I know your Dengar's a little weak, so you're going to have to put a little love into your Dengar, get him 7 stars, gear 10, gear 9 or gear 10 for this team to really click. But Dengar's very durable. He goes into stealth, and he's really hard to kill. He's actually the most durable of all the bounty hunters other than maybe Bossk. So this team can be used almost immediately in territory wars defense. Now, Nightsisters can be used on defense or offense. Your setup for defense right now, defense would be Asajj Ventress because you have her lead Zetaed, Mother Talzin, Old Daka, and then you could use your zombie and someone like maybe Talia. But obviously, if you wanted to swap and use them on offense, you would actually want Mother Talzin Zeta lead. And so because you don't have that Zeta lead right now, and you've got so many other Zetas to do, such as, Grandmaster Yoda and Ezra and Kylo Ren Unmasked and possible Chewie, this is not the super high priority on the Zeta list. So definitely I would use them more than likely on defense. This is a great defensive team, but either way, you could use them on offense as well. Now, resistance is amazing. You have the team maxed out. This is great for the Sith raid, but it's also great for territory battles and wars. And with territory wars, if you put them on offense, you can shoot through almost any team. They're a really, really great offensive tool to just have for a meta counter. If you see other teams that you're going against that are difficult to kill, these guys will do it. But on defense, it really forces your opponent to use an amazing meta team to kill, or you'll stack up those defenses. So this team definitely could be used on offense or defense. You'll have to decide which is more important for your guild because your team's pretty maxed and it will work excellent in either direction. And the same is going to be said about Sith. You've got everybody from Darth Traya, Darth Sion, Darth Nihilus, Sith Trooper, Count Dooku. You even have Emperor Palpatine. You could run one team on offense, one team on defense. You have so many Sith, but specifically the Traya team for this is probably one of the best, if not the best, offensive team in the game for territory wars. You can go through anything with it. And so definitely it's the hidden tool to be able to just crush any team that the opponents put out and get your guaranteed 20 points. However, many teams use this on defense. Just know that there's some really hokey teams that can take a Traya team out. So it's almost better to use her on offense. But defensively, if your opponents aren't ready, this is definitely going to be a very difficult team to chew through. One of the top 2 best defensive teams for sure. Now, we've talked about a lot of teams that can be used on defense or defense and offense, but there is a couple of teams you could use on offense only, and one of them is Imperial Troopers. They work really well on offense, specifically against certain teams that maybe don't have the daze mechanic. Don't go against a team if they have daze, but lots of the new bounty hunter teams, the new smuggler teams, the new rebel teams, the new scoundrel teams, a lot of those can be just destroyed through Imperial Troopers. Now, with that said, Range Trooper is a key component of Imperial Troopers, like a major key component. So you definitely need to get Range Trooper from 3 stars, level 1, gear 1, all the way up max. He needs to become a side project that you just focus on until he's done. He's one of those characters you'll never regret doing, especially with gear 12 Imperial Troopers. So get him in your favorites and make him a side project. Also, obviously, the Empire led with Thrawn lead. You don't have Thrawn's Zeta lead, but you could down the road. Not a huge priority now, but that team with that and Magma Trooper can take out, with Shore Trooper can go against and take out the Thrawn or the Triumvirate teams. However, just even outside of that, it's a good counter when you need a durable team to be able to take out, Resistance or Rebels or things like that are maybe good but not insanely amazing. So Thrawn lead gives you that durability you're kind of looking for to take out those teams. So it's just something to consider. Empire teams work as good counters. Also, having Emperor Palpatine with Darth Vader underneath him, with Shore Trooper, Thrawn, and possibly Grand Moff Tarkin is a really great counter to a ton of teams because of the amount of speed that Emperor Palpatine provides. We have a lot of people that take in TIE Fighter Pilot, Tarkin, Darth Vader. Those 3 do, AoE debuffs under Emperor Palpatine, and it's just insane the amount of speed everybody gets and the amount of debuffs and damage that they go. And TIE Fighter Pilot's just going nonstop, and Emperor Palpatine's going nonstop. So keep the Empire in mind when you're talking about offense, because there's a lot of nice, really cool combinations with these characters. So like I said, first priority, Jedi. And while you're in here focused on Jedi, your first priorities for Zetas are Grandmaster Yoda's unique, Ezra Bridger's unique. Those 2 are number 1 and number 2. And then you said, I believe you have 5 Zetas. I'd probably keep 3 for Revan because he's a hero's journey. And the only other 2 hero's journey we have both had 3 Zetas. So there's a chance that he might have 2 or 3 Zetas. So you may just want to hold on to your Zetas other than doing Ezra's Zeta and Grandmaster Yoda's Zeta. But of the other characters I've mentioned, remember I did mention Kylo Ren Unmasked's lead, Wampa, and then also Chewie, his loyal friend, is a phenomenal one, even where he's at. And your Wampa and your Chewie definitely need to be developed to the end. You've got them about midway, but you need to definitely save some Zetas for Revan. Now, when we move to ships, you're doing really well in ships, but I did notice one big hole. There are lots of great ships, lots of great combos, and you can hate on Geos all you want, but at the end of the day, they are the absolute best synergistic team in the game, hands down. It would be like having CLS, Jedi Training Rey, and Thrawn, and saying, meh, I just don't want to develop them. What? They're so amazing and they're going to be used in so many areas of the game. You've got to develop those characters. Well, these ships are going to be used in all PvE areas that are dark side, multiple events, as well as the board. You can clear the PvE board with this team. And in Arena, I still have people taking me out with their geos. So this is a really important team in the game. And if you truly want to care about ships, you are going to, even if you don't like them, care about the Geonosians. So Dragohnz, you've got a mass focus right now on Jedi, and then First Order. You've got Ezra and Grandmaster Yoda, then Kylo Ren. You've got some you need to save for Revan. You've got Wampa on the back burner. You got Chewie on the back burner. Your Geo ships need to be focused on, but that's basically what you've got. Other than that, you're doing really well. All the other areas in the game you're focused on, you've done good about getting the right teams up and not wasting energy on things that you shouldn't be wasting energy on. If anyone has any suggestions for Dragohnz, leave them in the comments down below and keep your gaming on. Warrior out.